Hey, it's me again. Name is Vashthalas, and it looks like Grinding Gear Games has published a State of Early Access update for Path of Exile 2. So I'm going to go ahead and read through it. I just ate some chicken and rice, so apologize if I burp. We're now 10 weeks into early access, and what a wild ride it's been. This has been our largest launch ever, and it certainly broke through our expectations. But we are well into Path of Exile 2's first launch now, so it's time to take a look at what we have done so far, what remains to solve, and what we are going to be doing next. Since launch, we've released 8 patches and 31 hotfixes, each containing various improvements, bug fixes, and of course incremental improvements to the sound, art, effects, and environments. The changes we have been making fall into a few categories. Excuse me, I'm sniffy too. Quality of life features. Since launch, there have been many things that players have found annoying or time consuming, so we have been trying to address them one by one. That's always nice. Two of the big ones are the ability to teleport around the map with checkpoints and overwrite items and sockets, but there are a lot of smaller ones as well. We have also been making quality of life improvement balance changes like reducing the cost of respecking, making dodge roll get you stuck less, and making reviving easier in multiplayer. I personally really hope that they balance PoE 2 much harder for group play. Not require it so much, more so encourage it. Like, let different builds synergize with each other in some way. I don't know. I'm going to end that ramble. Improving the core experience of mapping. The endgame is one of the hardest areas to test in an online game. It takes quite a lot of play to get to the point where you can form an opinion on what is good and what is bad, so having a much larger number of players get to the endgame has been incredibly valuable. To start with, we improved the rewards of endgame substantially by buffing drops from rare monsters and decreased the difficulty at the start of endgame. We also had a lot of balance adjustments to make within individual maps. We did a full rebalance of all the content that can spawn in the maps, mostly more of everything. One of the key realizations since launch has shown us how important it is to have more variety in tower maps. So we made it a priority and patched it with 4 more. Okay. So let me reread that. One of the key realizations since launch was how I feel like this is worded sorry. Important it is to have more variety in tower maps. Okay, yeah. So this is just them reiterating that there's going to be more tower versions. We realized that we had way undershot the number of bosses in game, so we increased that a lot too, and added a new tablet to allow for adding more of them. We also added respawning to the in-game pinnacles, checkpoints for traveling in maps, improved strongboxes, made it a lot easier to find citadels. There is a lot more to do to improve the endgame though. Itemization improvements. Existing unique items got a lot of improvements. We buffed a very large number of them to try and make them more exciting to find for low-level characters, but we do have a need for a lot more build-defining unique going forward. Okay, you know what? This makes me incredibly happy to read. It lets me know they are aware of the problems facing unique items right now, and it reaffirms, at least for me, that one of my suspicions was true, that a lot of the unique items available to us right now are like leveling uniques, which is fine, right? Like, as they said, there is a need for more build-defining unique items. One of the hardest things, fixing bad balance outliers. One of the hardest things about game design is that it only takes a mistake in a single number to make a player have a terrible experience. We made a ton of changes to monsters and bosses to fix one-shots, improved telegraphing, buffed minimum item drops, to name a few. We also addressed a lot of difficulty problems in both the Trial of Chaos and the Trial of Sekimas. On the player side of things, we did a big pass to improve the balance of many skills, but there is a lot more to come. We did attempt to address some of the more overpowered player skills, but backed off somewhat in order to prevent breaking people's characters. We initially thought that there would be more tolerance for this kind of thing during early access, but we were incorrect. We will save changes like this for larger balance updates. We are still nerfing things if they are totally egregious, though. You know what? Get it, right? Like, if it's truly game breaking, get it out of there. Honk Arrive, how's it going? Fixing crashes and performance issues. Crashes have been a major area of focus for the development team since launch. We have fixed hundreds and different crashes, but there are still more to find. On the server side of things, we have reduced the number of crashes significantly. They should be very rare now. I didn't really ever experience one all that much. Maybe once or twice, but I'm sure experience may vary. Worst of these is a full system freeze that has occurred since Windows 11's 24H2 update. We still don't know exactly what caused this problem, but we have deployed a workaround. Nice. Remaining crashes, they're just going to go over more crashes. We are working with NVIDIA to try and come up with a fix for this issue. It sounds like it's related to NVIDIA graphics processing units. Device removed errors. X crash report. Very, very good to know that they are working diligently to make sure everybody, the appropriate hardware, is able to enjoy it without any speed bumps. Maybe not currently, but like I said, probably way more complicated than I'm able to understand, so eating this, I feel like I'm getting a headache. The biggest problems. So what are the biggest problems we see with Path of Exile 2 right now? Well, other than the crashes, these are the biggest issues we think we can solve without a major update. Here they are. Major balance issues with many player skills. Builds both too high and too low. Not enough character build options, including build-defining uniques. Yes! I am so happy that this is like on the top of the list for them. Thank you. Please, please, please. Unique items make the world go round. I swear. In-game progression, at least for like noobs, at least for like casuals like myself. I love tinkering and trying to make unique items shine? I don't know. In-game progression balance is off. You can say that again. Not enough cool things to find in the in-game. I wonder what that means. Maybe more like events, like you know, the nameless seer. I would love more of those kinds of little, like, you find a rare map and it's like, okay, oh boy, what am I gonna get this time? Something that isn't really like quite a boss, something that isn't quite run of the mill. I don't know. And so these are the things that we expect to improve in 0.2.0. In addition, we need to make sure that 0.2.0 has a draw card that will bring back as many players as possible to test the changes that we are making. Give me Druid! Give it to me! Alright, I'll stop yelling. Give me daggers too! Alright, now I'll stop yelling. We don't have an exact time lane for 0.2.0. But our overall plan has been to release major content updates for Path of Exile 2. I yelled too much. Path of Exile 2 every few months. We will announce it as soon as we can. I'm happy to have read all of this. All of this is good news. It seems like they're aware of the right things. And I am still patiently waiting for Druid and daggers. So I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.